Welcome to Die Trying.
Why buy when you can make?
I'm Patrick Norton.
And I'm Michael Hand.
Today we have something awesome. You're thinking Etsy, you're thinking original, you're thinking handmade, you're thinking crafty, you need a last minute gift for a friend. Michael's got a great idea. Handmade, totally original, and it'll look like you're working really hard.
A book.
Well, it's a hollow book.
A hollow book.
Yeah.
So these are really awesome because I've used them several times for Secret Santa gifts. And they're fun because one, no one really has one already. Two, they're not very hard to make. And three, you can stuff whatever you want inside of the book.
You actually made The Joy of Cooking a naughty book by putting promiscuous pictures inside of it.
I mean, it's more fun that way.
You can basically turn any book you want into something to wrap a gift with or the gift itself.
Yeah, so if you're wrapping it as a gift, you can get fun books that the person would obviously not want.
Bad vampire fiction says love at the holiday time.
And then inside, they'll get their actual gift.
Or like this case, you actually turned Agatha Christie into
a hidden Nook book. Nook in a book.
I think that's really cool. What do we need to get this project started?
To get started, really easy. All you need is a hardcover book, some hardcover book, some glue, a paintbrush, a container, and a knife.
So steps are pretty simple. Find a hardcover book, glue the pages, cut out the center, and my immediate reaction was, wait a minute, I have to glue every single page?
No, so you're not individually gluing each page.
Okay.
So what you're gonna do is you wanna squirt some Elmer's, just normal white glue, into a container. You got some there, and then you wanna dilute it just a little bit. So that might have been a little too much, but we'll be all right. So you wanna do like 2/3 glue, 1/3 water, something around there, but it doesn't have to be exact.
A slip, as it were.
So instead of going glue, page turn, glue,
Right.
page turn, you're just gonna do the edges here.
And it just soaks right in.
Yep. And so we didn't really show, but you have separated off a few pages that these will not be glued. These won't be part of the hollowness. These are just like, as you open up the book.
A little cover.
Yeah, exactly. So this will be a time lapse.
So we've glued all three sides down. We've got
Yes.
some cards in here to keep try to keep our glue pages separate from our non-glue pages. What do we do next?
Now we need something heavy to put on top of here to squish down the pages.
I have just the thing.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm totally heavy.
Oh,
How long?
like 30 minutes to an hour. I'll get a sandwich.
I'll fire up Netflix. If you haven't seen it, netflix.com/DIY. They're one of our sponsors here at Die Trying. It is an amazing collection. It's the largest online streaming video service in the world. Movies, television shows, original content. Check it out, ladies and gentlemen. Help support Die Trying. Netflix.com/DIY. I'm gonna watch a little Justified. So the book's glued together. What comes next?
So now we actually hollow it out. We cut out the,
Yeah?
maybe. I've never done that. I usually just use a normal blade like an X-Acto knife or a box cutter.
Do you mark it up or just start cutting?
So it's actually better to set some borders for yourself just so you can follow along at the beginning. So I would say leave about 1/2 inch. That way if you slip or something, you won't end up cutting through pages that you've already hollowed out.
That would be bad.
Yeah.
And then you literally just saw your way down 600-700 pages?
No, so you go and you'll start cutting. I'll start this.
Okay.
And then you're only gonna get through probably 2 to 3 pages each pass. So this is gonna take a little bit of time. So if you really push it and you're pushing down hard, you could possibly run into the situation where everything cuts out except the corners and you're left with these big knobs at each end. So I would say really just go 2 to 3 pages.
Got it.
It'll be fine.
So I understand you've experimented with Dremels.
Yes, so I've tried a Dremel tool to speed up this process and the book caught on fire?
Fire.
Fire.
Have
Not-
you tried a circular saw?
I haven't, I'm a little scared.
As well, you should be. How about I hold the book in the saw and you go get the fire extinguisher?
Sounds good.
Right, eyes and ears.
Do we even have a fire extinguisher?
Hey, did you pay your health insurance this month?
I hope so.
I'm gonna say this is probably not the best idea we've had. So assuming you used the proper tool and didn't go nuts and ruin the entire project
Yeah.
with the power tool, how does it look when you're done?
So if you go a few pages at a time, you'll be left with something like this, that it is cut out, and you'll notice At least for me, I get sick of doing this after a few hundred pages, so it gets a little bit messier at the end, but if you have the patience, you can go and make this really nice on the inside.
Or you could actually, once it's done, you could sand it out, or you could line it with felt.
Yeah.
You actually are in the habit of getting your glue brush back out and gluing the interior
Yeah, so
together.
if you do the inside, then you'll be left with a really solid block that won't break ever.
And then for when you're doing something like the ebook or the cell phone container, do you just trace the device out?
Yeah, but double check that your device isn't bigger on one side or the other. I've run into that a few times. Yeah, so just make sure your dimensions are good, and worst case scenario, make it a little bit bigger, and then you'll just have like a little bit of wiggle room in there.
A little bit of wiggle room.
A little bit of wiggle.
A little bit of wiggle?
Yeah.
Wiggle it just a little bit.
Yeah, but this is so easy to do, but it takes a little bit of time.
And a little bit of patience.
Yes.
Ask Michael. Look, you can get your own Etsy project on, get your, like, I mean, this is so Pinterest, I can't even stop myself. You got a secret hiding place, you can store Krugerrands and false ID for your escape. Michael apparently has pictures of his ex-girlfriends and books around his house. The stuff that's totally legal in Colorado or Washington, but not Cali. Hide the costume jewelry you don't want your daughter to borrow, anything you can think of.
And if you do try this out, make sure to send us pictures at DIY Trying on Twitter or DIY Trying at revision3.com.
You can send ideas for projects there too. And by the way, youtube.com/DIYTrying. Subscribe, people. And we always want to see your comments right down below. We'll answer as many as we can.
Or if you want to do RSS, you can go to DIYTrying.com, look under the Downloads tab, and you'll find the feeds there.
Not the Share tab, the Downloads tab. DIYTrying.com. And come back next week. We're going to start off your new year right with hangover donuts you'll love even if you're not hungover.
Yum.
Donuts.
I love donuts.
Oh, they're so good. Did you glue your phone inside of this?
I mean, the book was a little too small.
Lion face. Ah! Lemon face. Lion face. Ah!